nerd fans out there, it's Mr. Chili here, and I want to talk to you guys about something. Why is it so hard for the comic book industry and manga industry, even some of them? It's hard to kill some characters off. I was thinking that myself today, and thinking that a lot, and it could build so much. It could be a good thing and a bad thing. I can see why it could be a bad thing. You could lose fans. Fans will probably be mad if you kill this character too soon, or it's a favorite character, or if it doesn't make sense. But keeping a character too long for no reason, or they're making the world kind of like the shirt I'm wearing right here, Fairy Tail, like teasing them, faking it, or going through so much like that. It could be lackluster, could be like disappointing, or unbelievable, unserious. Kind of like some things we're going through with some other stories, like My Hero Academia right now, the last arc we're reading right now, just like the last war we're going through doesn't feel very serious. Maybe it was some big deaths in there already happened, like the war just started, yes, but with Endeavor or Hawks, that fight between, we just have the chapter right now, like maybe except for kids getting involved, maybe Endeavor took like that. So Hawks took a bullet for, and took a big old damage for Endeavor, and he died right there in that instant. How serious that moment would be for that war, it would change the world. Like Hawks just died right from the Endeavor, and it pissed them off. Endeavor and go full force on all for one. How epic that would be, except for have kids trying to save the two heroes. See what I'm saying? Why is it so hard to kill some characters that maybe would been better for the story? Like, for instance, in Spider-Man, Aunt May's been around forever. Ever since day one, since the comic book movie was made. Why keep her around for so long? Why? What's the point of her character? She's not a superhero. She talks the character, the main character, Peter Parker, off and on. But even the movies and games understand, yeah, her character is not that big of a deal, but her character will mean something deep for the main character. Like, in the game, the Spider-Man game, PlayStation 4, her, spoiler alert, Aunt May dies. But it was so deep and traumatic how she died, and it was a hard choice for the main character, Peter Parker, to make. Like, basically, he had a choice to save so many lives or to save one person. That would be his Aunt May. His Aunt May made the choice for it. Yes, you don't. He already knew it was a heartbroken moment. I'm already breaking tears almost trying to think of that. It was a heartbreaking moment. It was deep. It was emotion. It was impact. It was great storytelling. So why can the comic books do that? Same thing for the movies. The movie Homecoming. No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home. Basically, spoiler, like I said, if you have not seen that, spoiler, Aunt May dies. And it was deep, it was emotion. Green Goblin killed her. We haven't experienced, if you notice in those three movies, in the Spider-Man movies, we haven't experienced, Peter Parker have experienced true loss. True loss. He makes Tony Stark maybe deep, close to him, but kind of like Uncle Ben, we don't know how Uncle Ben died. Maybe he died by a gunshot. He didn't, if that's what was changing, because he heard the great power, great responsibility from Aunt May, that big line, that big speech, and that was deep. Like, that's where he got that moment, in that, like, we saw that rage. He wanted to kill the Green Goblin. He wanted to do something, but that's where he got that test. That test, do not pull that trigger. That moment, see, like, everyone, if it was real life, we all would have done the same. We would kill the Green Goblin right in front of us. Because we want payback, but he's a superhero and he has to get tested like that. And I believe some superheroes need that test. I want that realistic in some of them, that deepness, that sorrow inside of them. That's why I said depth is important in characters. They need to experience these things in their life. Like, you're fighting super villains, you're fighting godlike beings that are evil. There should be depth around them. There should be like seriousness. That's why we don't. If you read the stories, they should be serious. Death causes that seriousness. Like, even in anime, like I said, all anime doesn't fall like that. They have that death moment. They have that tragedy. But like, when Goku really did die against Cell, and Gohan basically passed the torch. Gohan, he should have stood dead. Like, stay dead. They'll come back. He shouldn't even fought Majin Buu. Should have been all about Gohan fighting. That's what the whole story was about. Z, if you think about it, Dragon Ball was about Goku, seeing the rise of Goku and becoming to take out Frieza. Basically, that was his beginning. Z basically told us little by little, showing flashes of Gohan becoming the true hero and taking over his father's spot one day. That was the next passing the torch, and that's beautiful. Even with Miles Morales, I'm jumping ships on each character, I'm explaining why death is important. What made Miles Morales' character so awesome, and his story so good in the Ultimate Universe, with Michael Mendes, Peter Parker died and passed the torch to Miles Morales. That was awesome. He had his own world. He was Spider-Man. He has his own villains. His responsibilities, and he lived the world being his own Spider-Man. That's why I don't care for Miles Morales right now in the comic books, because he's sharing the world with Peter Parker, Spider-Man, our universe, and that's stupid. It's not. Have his own universe, his own world, and that would be good, better. Like, why he needs to share villains with Peter Parker and his story with him? He's an awesome character by himself in his own universe, his own stories. Do that. That's why I don't like having different Batmans, different Spider-Mans. Nah. If you're gonna want to change Spider-Man's, fine. Pass the torch and stop that when Spider-Man retires or dies, one or the other. Like I said, death is epic moment. DC's learned that little by little. They finally, spoiler, there's a lot of spoilers if you notice. I'm gonna definitely put it in the beginning of this. That they kill Alfred, and Alfred's dead in the DC Universe comics now. He is dead, and it was a tragic moment for Damian Wayne, and Bruce. He learned to be more stronger. Like hearing the messages that Alfred gave him over the years, flashbacks. Even Dick Grayson, his stories with Tom Taylor's doing the Nightwing, showing them images of him, how he was raised. Alfred raised him when he was a kid, and teach him, help him around the house, and respond to. He's not even a superhero, but he's been there. Same thing with even John Kent, the Superman story. We learning a little about how Alfred talked behind Bruce's back to the Kent's family. He talking about how he was worried about him and all that his relation. We're learning little things more that Alfred did, more than he was dead and alive. Like I said, it was more good storytelling. Like that's why I hope we get more like depths or more deeper stories with these characters we love. Like with My Hero Academia, when Black Clover comes back. Like, don't be scared, anime creators, manga creators, all that, or comic book creators. Don't be scared killing some characters off, because you're upsetting some fans out there. Oh, I don't want Superman. I don't want Superman. Sometimes changes is good. I want changes. I want different Supermans. I want different Batmans. I want different Flashes. Like the best people. Once I hear like one of the best Flashes right now, comment below which one's better, Barry Allen's Flash or Wally West's Flash. Wally West looks like more popular Flash than Barry Allen. Look at Hal Jordan was the first Green Lantern, and Jon Stewart becoming more popular. Even Kyle Ryan, like Hal Jordan is more popular being a villain. To be honest, I hope he comes back being a villain one day. But like even combos like Deceased has learned this. Like they have so much deep meetings when Deceased, this little solo universe of its own about zombies and all that stuff that Tom Taylor did was so meaningful, great, was good because he had a lot of deep moments, could he kill characters. It was heartwarming. Like Damian heard his last Batman's dying's voice. He heard it before he turned into a zombie. It was sad. It was epic. He felt so much emotion. John had to comfort him. John Kent has a best friend, and it was so emotional that Alfred gave him the suit that Batman wanted to wear one day, and it was deep. It was very deep and good. Like I said, death sometimes could be a good thing. It's painful, it's real, and I think it's very important to have in comic books and manga. Even manga, like I said, manga they've been doing it little by little, but sometimes they're scared to do it. If you notice, like recently, sometimes like Black Clover, obviously we've seen that moments in their manga. My Hero Academia, they had some good moments, but it's like they tease us too sometimes. Like they could do better. Like sometimes they over dramatic with some comic books. They do that a lot. Main manga they over dramatic. But Chainsaw Man's one of the good. I recommend when that comes to anime finally, or you haven't read the manga, go read Chainsaw Man. Great, they did an awesome job with that. That's how I wanted was like Chainsaw Man. A little too over the top, but it was great storytelling, how they did it, and I loved it. Definitely go check out Chainsaw Man. It was a great read for a manga. You'll love it. Definitely when the anime comes out, I can't wait to watch that. But yeah, that's how like you do it. Like Demon Slayer did it great. Go check out Demon Slayer manga. They had that deep moment. Like when that moment, don't tell me you didn't feel nothing when that the train movie, I forgot the Demon Slayer movie basically. The train, that last moment, the Hiroshima, the flame, Slayer, the Flame Slayer, that demon flight. Ooh, that was epic. That made me tear up. That was an awesome Demon Slayer movie. Awesome scene because it was meaningful. It was great all around. It was one of the best animated films of all time, I believe. I think it broke records because of that. Because imagine that didn't happen, it probably won't be that serious or that dramatic. It won't be that meaningful. If that death scene didn't happen with the flaming samurai Slayer facing that demon, and that demon didn't kill him, how deep that probably won't be that dramatic. It probably won't be that good without that death. Probably won't. But comment below what you feel about death in anime and manga and comic books and movies, period. Look how the MCU's doing, how popular they were, how it made people feel about Tony Stark being dead now, and Vision being dead, and basically maybe Wanda being dead. All these characters gone now, like Black Widow, how deep emotional the Infinity War movies and the Endgame movie was, how it made you feel, made you sad, and like, whoa, bring that deepness. The movies even learn death is important. Comic books should start trying to kill more characters off, characters that we don't, that have meaning behind them but don't have no use to anymore, like side characters. Like there's no point. Like when War Machine died in Civil War II, stupid comic book, but he's not really talked about these comic books anymore. Any events, any Avenger comics, big comic events, no point for War Machine. So do something. He's an important character, Tony Stark. Do something with him. But yeah, like I said, comment below what you feel about death in comic books. What you feel death in the anime, mangas. You think they should do more with them? How important it is in stories? Let's talk about it. I think it's very important in storytelling. I want to see how important it is to you. Will you be upset to kill some of your main characters, or will you like be accepting it and like, oh, it's so sad. Look how popular Games of Thrones was. If you haven't seen Games of Thrones, check it out. How much people got upset but still loved the show. Perfect example. That concludes my video. Love talking to you all. Like I said, comment below. Let's talk about this. And please subscribe to my channel to see all my nerd talk about comic books, manga, anime, movies, TV show, you name it, all the nerd stuff. And hit the like button if you like my videos. Love talking to you all. Talk to you all next time. Have a good day, good night. Remember, stay nerdy forever. Bye.